In this video, we will discuss about the matters relating to the seventh house according to Phaladeepika. And if you want to take personal reading, please check the description box. You will find all the links there. Check the website. Okay, so let's get started. So, seventh house tells about your marriage, your relationship, and it's a very important house. Okay, one thing you have to understand is your D1 chart, because your D1 chart tells you how your overall in your relationships will be in your life. Okay, so you can, whatever points I'm telling to you, you can see it from D1 and D9 both. Okay, but one thing is there: if D1 is not promising marriage, then D9 cannot give marriage. Okay, D9 tells your married life, but you will get married or not, it depends upon the D1 chart. Okay, so this way it works. And whatever points I'm telling to you, you can see it from the D1 or the D9. So let's start. So firstly, the Phaladeepika says that you have to check 5th house and the 7th house from Lagna and the moon, and 5th house from the Lagna or the moon should be associated with or aspected by benefics, or aspected or associated by their lords. Means 5th lord can be associated with 5th lord, or 7th lord can be associated with 7th lord, or with benefics. Then it shows 5th and the 7th lord will be strong. 5th and 7th houses will be strong and will give good results. You can check it from Lagna and the moon. So you have to check it this way. If they are associated with benefics, aspected by their benefics or their lords, then they will give good results. Okay, and if they are associated by malefics, then definitely you can face problems in getting married or in your married life. Then Phaladeepika also gives importance to 12th house, 4th house, and the 8th house, and Venus. You can check it from D1 and D9 both. 12th house, 4th house, and the 8th house, if they are associated with malefics, then also it's not good for married life. Okay, it can also like give you two marriages or two relationships. Okay, or before meeting your true love, you may have to go through some failed relationships. 12th house, 4th house, and the 8th house. Like if now you have malefics only in the 12th house, not in the 8th house, or not in the 4th house, then it is not so prominent. Now, if you have malefics in 12th house, 4th house, and not in the 8th house, or you have malefics in like any of the two houses, from these three, any of the two houses, if you have malefics, then it can create problem in your marriage. Or if Venus is hemmed in between malefics or associated in between malefics, the native can lose his spouse, which shows separation can happen or marriage may not work out. Okay, so you have to give importance to 12th house, 4th house, and the 8th house. Okay, if all these three houses are associated with malefics and Venus is also not good, then it's better not to get married. If any of the two houses from these three houses, 12th, 4th, and 8th, any of the two houses are associated with malefics, then it is not good, but still there will be some problems, but marriage can work out. And if only one house from these three is associated with malefics, then it's all right. And Venus is also very important along with these houses. Then Phaladeepika also says about 7th house association with the 5th house. Okay, seventh lord in the fifth or fifth lord in the seventh is not good placement. Okay, according to Phaladeepika, it's not a good placement. It shows the native can lose wife, or the native may not have kids. So according to Phaladeepika, seventh lord in fifth or fifth in seventh is not a good placement for marriage and children. It can also give you two marriages, one failed marriage and other one a good marriage, or it can also give problem in childbirth. Now, if your seventh lord goes in the friendly sign in the fifth, or fifth lord in the seventh is in the friendly sign, then it will be a good placement. And if seventh lord in the fifth or fifth lord in the seventh be associated with benefics, then it can survive, or it can be considered to be somewhat good. But generally, many classical texts and Phaladeepika also is saying seventh lord association with fifth is not that much good for relationship. Okay, and it can give you multiple marriages or failed marriage. It's not saying that you will never have a good married life or no kids at all. It is just telling that you can experience failed relationship or marriage before getting married to the right person, or there can be miscarriage, abortion before having kids. So it is just saying that. Okay, it also saying that if there is weak moon in the fifth house and the malefics occupy the ascendant, seventh and the 12th, the person concerned will be without wife and children. So Phaladeepika is saying that if moon is in the fifth house, okay, weak moon. What is weak moon? In the enemy sign, debilitated. Moon is associated with malefics, or waning moon is also weak. If that moon is sitting in the fifth house, malefics are sitting in the ascendant, malefics are sitting in the seventh, and malefics are sitting in the 12th. Means malefics should be in the seventh, should be in the ascendant, and should be in the 12th. Means all these three houses, then only the native may be without spouse and kids, will not get married. Means weak moon in the fifth and first, seventh, and 12th, these three houses should be associated with malefics. Then the native may not get married, or it's good better to not get married. Okay, then Phaladeepika says if Sun and Rahu occupy the seventh house, the native will suffer loss of wealth through association with women. Means if Sun and Rahu both occupy the seventh house, the native will suffer loss of wealth through association with women. But here I would say that Rahu alone in the seventh can do that. Okay, because it creates lots of obstacles in the relationship. Rahu in the seventh house. Okay, because Rahu is the problem creator. So even if it is without sun, with alone or with any planet, it we can definitely give you problem. Even loss of wealth through spouse, through partner is possible with this placement. Then Phaladeepika says some more points. So, Venus in Scorpio in the seventh house is not a good placement for marriage, according to Phaladeepika. Mercury in Taurus in the seventh house, Jupiter in Capricorn in the seventh house, Saturn in Pisces in the seventh house, Mars in Pisces in the seventh house is not a good placement for marriage, according to Phaladeepika. Okay, but you also have to see how the Lord is placed. If Lord is strong, then marriage will not break. Phaladeepika also says if Mars and Saturn occupy the seventh house in Cancer, Mars and Saturn occupy the seventh house in Cancer, the native will be blessed with a wife who is beautiful and of good character. Means Mars and Saturn, both in Cancer in the seventh house, will give you a good spouse who is good looking. Okay. Now, Phaladeepika also says that if your seventh house or its lord is hemmed in between malefics, aspected by malefics, associated with malefics, and is in the sign of debilitation or in inimical sign, or is eclipsed by sun, means combust by sun, the native will not get married. And Venus association with malefics is also not good for marriage. Then uh, Phaladeepika says the native will have illicit relations with other people's wife if Venus be in the Navamsha of Mars or Saturn or is aspected by these planets. Means it does not mean that you will be of bad character. It just means that you can have association with married people more. Okay, this is possible for both male and female. According to Phaladeepika, Mars and Saturn in Cancer, they are saying is only good. In other side, Mars and Saturn is not considered good. Okay, for marriage, it can also keep you unmarried for your life. And Phaladeepika says that if seventh lord or Venus or Tara Karka is not mentioned here, but you can also take that seventh lord or Venus or Darakarka or any two of these or all three, if these go in the dual signs or Navamsha, then you will can have two marriages or at least two relationships. This is for very sure. If you have dual planets, then you will not have only one relationship, more than one. Okay, will be there. And the number of partners you will have is according to the number of planets that are in the seventh house or in the in conjunction with the lord of the seventh house and Venus. Means the planets conjunct with the seventh house or Venus or planets in the seventh house can tell you number of the partners, marriages you will have. Okay, number of marriages you will have. So in all the points, this Phaladeepika wants to tell you that basically, if your seventh house is in 6th, 8th, 12th retrograde associated with malefics, then you can have problem in marriage. Okay, and there are other points which I have already mentioned, which according to Phaladeepika are not good for marriage. Now the question here is, if you have these placements, should you get married or you should remain single? So this question depends upon your Navamsha. If your Navamsha chart is strong, then you can get married because your married life will be good. But if your Navamsha is not good, then remaining unmarried is better. Okay, so it all depends upon Navamsha. Now how you will check the Navamsha? In Navamsha, you can check the points that I've told you and also check if Lord of the seventh is strong. Like if it is benefic, it does not go in the 6th, 8th, or 12th. Venus or Mercury as seventh Lord going in 8th will be good. Like if Taurus is in your seventh house, then Venus going in Gemini in seventh is good. It's okay. And Libra there, Venus going in Scorpio, then Mercury, Gemini, if sitting in the seventh, Mercury will go in Cancer. In Cancer, it's not a little bit good, but generally, Mercury is considered to be good in the seventh house, so it's acceptable. If Virgo is there in the seventh, then Mercury will go in Libra. Libra is the friendly sign for Mercury, it's okay. But otherwise, there's benefits going in. Even Jupiter will be good in the 8th house, okay? Because 8th house is the gain of the 7th house. So Jupiter can also do good. But yes, if Sagittarius is sitting in the 7th house, Jupiter as 7th lord going in the 8th will not be good because it will be debilitated. For Pisces, if it is sitting in the 7th house, Jupiter going in the 8th will be okay. But in the 6th is very much problematic because it creates lots of obstacles. And it is the loss of the 7th house because it is 12th from the 7th. So it's not very much acceptable. 12th is originally the house of loss and it is 6th from the 12th. So it's not good. So generally benefics in these houses will not be considered that much good, and I've told you exceptions. Moon in the 8th is not very much good, but then again I would say benefics as 7th lord going in 8th can be acceptable, but in 12th and 6th will not consider to be that much acceptable. But if you are ready to make adjustments, then it's okay. And if malefics are ruling your 7th house and going in these houses, it will be good. All malefics can do good in these houses, and malefics going in the 12th, it's not that much acceptable because here 12th is 6th from the 7th, so again it creates problem. And lord, whatever planet may be ruling your 7th house as malefic, it going in the 12th house will not will be not considered to be strong. So you have to remember that, okay? Then malefics in the 7th house are not good. If they are in their exaltation or mool trikon sign or friendly sign, then it's okay, otherwise it's not good. Okay, if benefics are ruling your 6th, 8th, 12th and they are sitting in the 7th house, then also it's not good. So there are many things you have to analyze to know if it is working or not. But if your Navamsha chart is supporting marriage, then you should get married. If it is not good, then you should not get married. Because if Navamsha is not good for marriage, then whole life you will suffer with the wrong person, okay? So it's better not to marry if Navamsha is not supporting. If Navamsha is supporting, you can get married. So it works like this. Now what is the solution to get rid of these type of relationships, wrong partners? What can be done? So the only thing that you can do here is self love, okay? Self love is most important. And if you know that your chart has afflictions, then even if you enter in relationship, okay, don't get obsessed or attached, okay, with that person. When you will get attached, then that person will have full control of your mental state, and then you will feel depressed and sad. And for all the people who have this thing, their 7th house is not good, especially Rahu is there in the 7th, or 7th house is in the water signs and afflicted in 6th, 8th, or 12th, or moon is weak in general, because moon represents the mind. They should not get attached because attachment will spoil them. Or when you, as long as you are not getting attached, you can enter in relationship. So this is highly important. Okay, this is only the solution which you can follow to get rid of all the problems. If you are in self love, then no one can make you depressed or no one can affect your mental state. So self love is most important, which you should do. So I hope this video was helpful. May God bless you. Take care. Bye.